Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Check. How's that?
Good.
Check.
All right. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the universe, I bring to you an absolute icon, Mark Wahlberg.
Thank you, brother. How are you,
Yeah,
buddy?
dude. I'm honored to be here, man. We've got you for a long form interview, which nobody gets.
Yeah. How long is it?
It's we're scheduled for 20 minutes.
Oh shit, all good. We got a lot to talk about. I've been a big fan for a long time too. So.
Well, thanks,
All
man.
good, yeah.
I've got a lot that I want to share with you too. We've met twice before in the past, and I'm just dying to know if you remember each of those or either of those two times.
Tell me.
Okay, 2001. There was a Rockstar. There was a radio event
in Boston.
In Boston at the Samuel Adams Brewery.
Yes.
And then there was a screening of the movie Rockstar. Yeah. My jackass buddy Chris Pontius.
Yeah, I wanted to kill him.
He tried to wrestle you. He
I said, I'm gonna fuck you up, bro. But no, you know what? It's funny because I was a big fan. It's just what I was trying to do then, and I had to kind of really, get over it because I came from the music world and just trying to be taken seriously as an actor.
Really?
Yeah, well, from the street, yes, but then and trying to turn my life around. But I was, I was a little too serious to have a good time then, and I should have taken advantage of having fun more with just.
You're saying you should have wrestled him?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was all in good fun.
I do remember, though, actually.
Okay, good. It was all in good fun.
Yeah.
Second time that we crossed paths, a little embarrassing for me. It was 2004, New York City. There was a kind of an after hours, like a pretty exclusive, perhaps like invite only, like speakeasy kind of a thing called Bungalow 8. And
I remember.
It's 2004. I'm out of my mind on all kinds of crazy substances. I come up to you in your booth, and I'm like trying to say like, who thought that movie Rockstar was going to be a good idea or something? You said it was actually a really good script. You were like perturbed, and I was just being a complete dick and a douche.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I don't remember that one as much as I remember the Sam Adams one, but I remember people who were like, especially rockers. And look, I was known as a white rapper and then playing a rocker and that whole world. Well, I'm just saying, but for me, as I experienced that particular movie, when people were expecting like to see Rockstar, they wanted the hard, edgy stuff. And, I've had, not that I had an issue with the filmmaker or the way the movie was made. I also always wanted to kind of make an edgier version of the movie. They wanted to make a big commercial movie, the studio. Yeah. So I understood that not everybody loved the movie, but by some it was beloved. So it was
not
for everybody. Yeah.
The angle that I was coming from was that I understood that the movie was about Judas Priest and them taking on like a
fake band. Rob Halford?
Yeah.
They would not allow it. They didn't want to make it about that. So that was the inspiration.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and then we kind of created these composite characters, and you had to have a balance of we had like Zakk Wylde and Jason Bonham and a lot of real rock legends in the movie to kind of give credibility.
Starr.
Then you needed some other actor types to be able to play and do some of the other heavy lifting. You needed the credibility of the musicians, and then you needed the credibility of the actors, and not an easy thing to accomplish and pull off.
Well, I'm just here to say that I was just plain wrong. Yeah. Like the angle that I was trying to come from was that like if you're a Judas Priest fan, you don't want to like do anything to celebrate
leaving Rob bringing in another guy to replace him.
That was the only basis for the movie was great, and I was just out of my mind and looking to be
I never really thought about it that people thought about it like that.
I don't think that they even necessarily did. I think that I was just I was out of line.
But I can understand why diehard fans would, because those things are sacred to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not only Priest, the music, how that stuff is handled. Look, whenever I do a movie, especially I was just talking about this earlier in an interview. What are the ones where you feel are the most pressure are the true stories when you're taking on somebody's real life or some in many instances for me, tragic events that have happened.
Right.
And we handle those with the utmost respect and sensitivity and a white glove approach where you want to make sure that you're getting it right, especially for the people who are affected by it and the people who know the story, and also for others who don't. But we kind of approached it. It was just like, it was kind of like this rock thing. It was inspired by that, but it was its own kind of take that they created.
And by the way, it was a great movie.
Yeah. Beloved by a lot of people. Terrible timing when it came out. Didn't do well. But a lot of people come up to me, and I tell you, I never had more fun making a movie, hanging out with Zach, hanging out with Bonham, hanging out with all those guys. I mean, we tore it up. Because, like, for me, too, like, look, you just cut your hair. Like, I had to, like, buy into it. I couldn't all of a sudden, like, show up on the day, put a wig on. Normally, I'm a street guy. I'm an urban guy. I always listened to hip-hop. I was never really a big, like, hard metal fan. I was, like, I love classic rock. Now I love all music. But, I had to, like, get the hair, really live in the hair, live the part,
Sure.
rented a fucking house, went crazy, like showed up. I got kicked out of every event. I was acting exactly like you were acting. When I was making the movie, I became that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I had more fun. I mean, watching guys piss in the barrel and other guys drinking it and drinking all day and going crazy. I mean, it's good to see that, I saw Zach somewhere now sober again. These guys were actual legends, you know what I mean? So we had fun, like working with Timothy Spall. I don't know if you know who Timothy Spall is. An English actor. He's been in a lot of Mike Leigh movies. He's a legend of an actor. He played the road manager. And he and I just sitting in my trailer every day, whether we were drinking sangria or doing whatever we were doing, to kind of be in that headspace and in that life. It was probably the most fun I've ever had on a movie.
Well, I love it.
Yeah.
Now, this is a fun thing. Like, I've got an alias. If I want to, if I check into a hotel, this hotel included.
Corinthian.
I'm not going to check in under my real name. Like I want it. Like, I've got an alias.
Yeah, of course. What's the alias?
My alias is inspired by Dirk Diggler. Yeah.
What's the name?
Dick Dangler. But I do it proper.
Did they get upset about it? Or you say
No,
Richard
I do
Dangler?
it proper. Like, it's actually like if you call the reception, say, please put me through to Richard Dangler's room.
Yeah.
Richard,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, and
I was going to say, because why don't you just say Dick Dangler? Like,
Yeah.
oh, come on now. Can you think of a better name?
Right. But Richard, they call him Dick. I told this to Tommy Lee. He said, "Oh, dude, like that he. I don't know if he still does, but he always used to check into hotels as first name Dixie, last name Normus. Dixie Normus. Yeah. So it's good
You're
shit.
going to have to change your name now. By the way, you're going to have to change your name. Everybody's going to know that.
Yeah.
Richard
You know
Dangler.
what? I think I don't mind. You got to be a pretty hardcore fan. Like, I'll let it happen. So you're here shooting another movie.
Yep.
We're in London. This hotel's amazing.
Yeah.
Are you staying in this hotel for the whole duration of the?
No, I actually stayed in this hotel a couple of times when I shot movies here. I think I stayed in here for a while when I did All the Money in the World, the Getty movie. I stayed here when I did the first Transformers. I remember my daughter came here to visit with her friend, and they came and they were jet lagged the whole entire time. They got here, they went to sleep while I was up, so they slept all day. And they slept all day and were up all night for a week and a half for the entire duration of their trip. Had quite a few nice dinner parties here in this hotel as well. But we built a gym. We used to do we have races, boxing, sparring in the hallway. When I was training to make The Fighter. We were here, and we were having sparring matches in the hallways, and like people just pounding the shit out of each other, and like some English couple coming out of their room going, "What's going on?" And stampede races up and down these beautiful hallways, and throwing weights around. It was bad. I don't think I'm welcomed back here.
I doubt that. But are you still making your hotel room just converted into a private gym?
Yeah, we got the gym at the other hotel where we are.
Okay, the other hotel. All right. Because I think that it would be meaningful. It'd probably make people feel good if there was some time in your past where you had fallen off the fitness wagon? You know, like, was there ever a time?
Oh, many times.
Yeah. Did you ever like get pretty blimped out?
Yeah. What was the heaviest that I got? Well, I got heavy, but also big for Pain and Gain. It was the heaviest. I was like 212. But then
but that was jacked.
But then
heavy.
I got heavy for Deepwater Horizon. I mean, it was so bad that I had to sit down to tie my shoes, and I was in Louisiana, and all I was eating was like, you know, fried po' boys, like, you know, oyster po' boys and shrimp po' boys, and, you know, drinking beer, and, you know, felt like shit in the heat when we shot Deepwater Horizon, which was in the oil rig that crashed, that exploded out in the Gulf. So that was probably when I was the most out of shape. But like for Boogie Nights, to lose weight, I mean, my idea of getting into, you know, to lose weight was smoking cigarettes, just drinking Bud Light, and you know, eating minestrone soup. You know what I mean? That's all I did. I smoked cigarettes, eat minestrone soup, and drink beer. You know, that's how I got down to 138. I mean, I spent many times where I didn't, but, you know, getting older, especially now, it's like, for me, I want to live a healthy lifestyle.
Sure.
I like waking up in the morning feeling good. My spiritual life is the thing that really drives everything that I do. And so, you know, just finding that balance. I mean, now, you know, I want to live a long time. I got a lot, you know, I want to have grandkids, and, you know, I've got 4 beautiful children. I want to be around. I want to be able to, you know, enjoy life with them. And, you know, hopefully there's a long future ahead of me.
Yeah, dude, the spiritual life really is the thing, man.
It's the anchor, yeah. I mean, listen, I watch you, and I admire how much you communicate the importance of your sobriety to people. Dude. And, you know, some people are lucky where they can, you know, have a little drink on the weekend or here and there, and, you know, finding that balance. But, you know, for a lot of people, and a lot of people I know, it's very, very difficult. So, yeah,
it's really black and white for me. And I consider myself very lucky that I got alcoholism, drug addiction just so terribly badly that it had to stop.
Yeah.
So the worst situation you could be in is if you just kind of have it, and it's just not so bad that you got to do anything about it, and it just goes on, and the years slip through your fingers.
Yeah. Like you don't get that time back.
Yeah, it was a crisis for me. Yeah. And with you know, the whole 12-step deal, like, spirituality is the crux of it. Yeah. You know, and I'm so grateful that I didn't have any, like, hang-ups about, like, the concept of a higher power. You know, like I didn't have any issue with that. And today, my relationship with God is the most important thing in my life. And
amen.
I even, you know, a couple years back, 2022, we had a new Jackass movie come out, and that just, like, you know, the interest rates were so low. Everybody had stimulus money. It was just like a perfect storm for me to have the most, like, financially successful year of my life, bar none. And I really think that in the couple of years since then, you know, like, at that time, I kind of just got this, like, you know, this crazy, like money fixation, you know, and I made that my priority. And I think that it read through what I did, that I was like trying to get money, and you know, I think that I really did myself a disservice in that. I think that when you're focused on what the results are going to be, that it kind of takes away from it. And this year in particular, I've decided that, you know, screw that. I'm putting my relationship with God before everything else. And as soon as I make that decision, I see everything else started falling into place.
Yeah.
You know?
No, he'll bless you abundantly. But, you know, he wants you to do the work. And especially the work is just to say what you just said, just to spread that message, because a lot of people don't have that relationship. And for me, it's about every day pursuing that relationship, letting him know that this drives everything else in my life, and that I know that I should be living a purpose-filled life, you know? And look, he takes the people who were sinning and weak in the flesh, and those are the ones that he wants to save. And then he wants to shape them into soldiers for him that are going to go out there and serve his purpose, not their own purpose. You know, you can't serve God and money. You know, God will bless you, but then he's also going to guide you in the direction that he wants to guide you and what to do with those funds. You know,
right? And
that wealth, and, you know, spreading wealth is you know, both with knowledge as well as, you know, physical money. But what you do with it and how you do it is very important.
For sure, because I find that you know, having had, like, a fair amount of success and, you know, financially blessed, that it's a challenge for me to reconcile spirituality with having wealth when so many people just are really struggling and hurting. Like, watching your HBO series Wall Street, you know, I see how important it is for everything that you do, that you be employing people, providing lifestyles for people. I see you motivated to become successful so that other people can become successful.
Yeah.
And then in another scene, when you know things are going kind of sideways with the business, and you know I think it was municipal, and you know the funders pulled out, and you said, hey, you know what though, I'm not here to let other people decide where and when they're going to spend my money, you know, and to have that kind of a boundary in place where like, yeah, I'm here to do that, but you know I feel like I could gain from that. I feel like you've got boundary management under control in a way that
Wow, that's from a lot of experience. You know, I've been doing what I do for 30 some odd years. You know, I come from the real world, having nothing, seeing how hard my mom and my dad had to work just to provide.
Right.
You know, I'm very blessed, and people always ask, well, why do you work so hard? You know, you're in a great position now. I said, but this is what's gotten me into this position. Why would I change it? I'm only working harder now.
Right.
And there's so much more that I want to do. And more importantly, I'm pretty aware that you can't take it with you, right? So
Right.
what you're going to do with it, how you're going to allocate it, how you're going to spread the love, spread the blessings, share the blessings. But most importantly, finding that purpose that God has chosen for you is the thing for me. You know, it's like people always say, would you go back? Could you change anything? There's a lot of things that I would change and do differently, but I can't. I can only do, you know, what I need to be doing now in the present and in the future. And that's just to try to be a better person, to be an example and encourage people to be the best versions of themselves. And, you know, there's a major disconnect right now in the world, and the politicians aren't going to bring people together. That's not what's giving them success or getting them elected. It's creating a divide. And for love and God is the only way that you're going to bring people together.
I mean, there are only two ways you can make a decision: love or fear.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Well, when you have God in your heart fully, this was in my prayer book today. When you have God in your life fully, there is no more fear.
yeah.
There is no more fear, because you know you're trusting God and you've given yourself to God completely. And it's a difficult thing to do. I mean, Mother Teresa, I have some friends and we talk about it all the time. You know, we're all kind of, you know, scared, and you know there's so much uncertainty in the world, and you know you see suffering and loss and fires and destruction and all this stuff. It's terrifying at times, but you know you also know that you have God in your life, and this life is short no matter what. And you know the most important thing is how you conduct and carry yourself, and God knows your heart. So you could pretend, like my daughter's like, oh, my friends want to know, do you really go to church every week? And you know, do you really stay prayed up? I'm like, listen, it's so much worse to go out there and say that you do and not. God does not like that at all. But I know that I'm in a position to encourage people and share my story about how I became successful. You know, how I found happiness, how I found, you know, stability in places and in parts of my life where, you know, it wasn't like that for a long time, you know, and there was lots of uncertainty, and there's still a lot of uncertainty, but for the most part, I just feel like, I don't know, I have a peace. And I also have a purpose, and that purpose is to continue to work and motivate others and inspire others. And if you could turn one person's life around, you get one person sober, bring one person to God.
Oh, hell yeah.
You got the pass, bro.
Hell yeah.
You getting in.
With municipal, your guy Harry, he's the CEO.
Yeah, you know Harry?
I don't, but I know him from your show. And I saw it like, you know, during the pandemic that you guys were just launching it, and then the fund.
Yeah, the financing fell through.
The financing
Shit got really serious, yeah.
Financing gets pulled, and then you say, you know what, like we believe in this thing. Let's just fund it ourselves.
Yeah.
And Harry is put into this position
He
where
refinanced his house, just left his beautiful job as the CMO of Callaway, and yeah.
he really rolled the dice in a big way, and I'm wondering how it worked out for him.
So far, so good. I mean, look, we're still grinding. We just opened our store in Oceanside. We just opened a store in Melrose. I think we've got tons of stuff happening. I mean, we launched our first sneaker, our first golf shoe, our first slide. I mean, people love the brand, but people love the story of the brand. The brand is an aspirational brand. You know, Municipal. You know, when we actually started the brand and we came up with the name, there was one other company that had the name already. It was a skate company in Philadelphia. Wow. So we bought the trademark, and you know, we got the rights to be able to utilize the name, but. This is about humble beginnings. You can start anywhere. It doesn't matter. Municipal park, skating on a courthouse, you know, whatever you're doing, going to the courthouse, getting in trouble in the courthouse, turning your life around and aspiring to do great things, but then going out there, having the dream, having the plan, and being willing to do the work and hustle hard enough to make those things happen and to come to fruition. Nobody is incapable of fulfilling their dreams and their full potential if they're willing to do the work. And that's what the brand is all about. So the brand is on fire. People really believing it. What we're trying to create is something that's super high quality for the everyman. A guy who works hard, wants to reward himself, you know what I mean? Putting something on where you feel like, wow, this feels really good when I put it on. It's a little more expensive. It's cut a little bit differently, but it makes me feel good.
Yeah,
you know?
And just the number of times when you said, nope, that's not it. Like the standards that you bring to it.
Yeah, we were in this hotel, and I was seeing the stuff. I was like, what are we doing? We're not doing this. I mean, shit, I could have took the Nike deal. I could have took the Jordan deal. I could have took the Adidas deal, the Puma deal. I had all these opportunities, but like I was a big sneaker guy. I worked in a sneaker store. I mean, it was always, I wore hand-me-down sneakers and since I was a kid. My sister Debbie, God rest her soul, bought me my first pair of Chuck Taylors, right? Size 1. I kept those things. I would brush them with a toothbrush. I would put white shoe polish on them to keep them clean until I couldn't keep them clean anymore. Then I burned a hole in them, bumper hopping on a car, scraping the sole so it ripped. So my parents would get me a new pair, and then they just made me wear one of my other brother's pair of shoes that was 4 sizes too big. So it's like I always wanted to make my own shoe, and then everybody else is like, well, we just want you to sell our shoes and our sneakers, and I wanted to build a brand, and I wanted to pass it on to my kids. I didn't want to just take the paycheck. You know, I had done it a couple of times, and I was like, no, I want to create something. I want to build something that hopefully will be part of my legacy. And something that hopefully my kids can do. I saw this clip today of The Landman, Jerry Jones in this scene with John Hamm and Billy Bob Thornton. And Jerry was talking about wanting to be around his daughter and spend more time with his kids, and he bought all this land in this town and built these oil rigs. He was supposed to build houses and built these drilled for the gas or whatever, and just wanted to be around his kids more. You know, I want to build a business where hopefully my kids want to come and work with me, and they take the business on, and Harry's family and, you know, Lev's family, and we create something that, you know, we could pass on and, you know, to future generations.
Is your daughter still doing the horse?
Oh, big time, dude.
What do you call them? Pony horses?
Oh, no more. I'm the workhorse.
Okay.
Right? No, she's an equestrian. She's a jumper.
Okay.
She started out with a pony. Now
I'm talking about this.
The hobby horses.
Hobby horse.
Wait, she was making hobby horses.
She's not doing that anymore?
No, she doesn't make hobby horses anymore. She got real horses that are real expensive.
Yeah, that's what I understand.
It's big time. She does it, but I was just talking to her this morning. You know, she's up 14 years old. She's more motivated and more disciplined than me. 14 years old. She won't miss a day, didn't want to go on Christmas vacation, only wanted to be with the horses. She's doing everything. You know, she's incredible. All my kids are doing well.
I can see that she gets that from you.
Yeah. I didn't get it till I was 40, though. Like, to really be that disciplined. You know, I mean, I was always going to do the work and show up and be prepared, and, you know, I wasn't going to piss away an opportunity. But, you know, to have that kind of discipline where you could just shut everything else out and you make a choice where I'm going to sacrifice all this other stuff, friends and all that stuff. No, I gotta like really lock in. She does that at 14.
It's epic.
Yeah.
How's Vegas, dude?
Vegas is great. I'm just hoping we get this tax credit. I mean, you know, we've got the plans approved. I've got a great partner in Howard Hughes and Sony for the studio. You know, we think we'd create 10,000 jobs instantaneously.
This is for a studio lot in Vegas.
Yeah. We made 2 movies. We shot this movie, Flight Risk, in Vegas, and I shot out The Family Plan, the first one, which I'm shooting the sequel here now in London and Paris. I mean, so many talented people there. You know, we're hoping that we can get that off the ground and we can work from home.
And how much do you still have a footprint in California?
Quite a bit. I mean, Municipal is up there in Oceanside. A lot of our business is still there. Obviously friends and family still there, but to be able to give the kids a place where they could kind of pursue their interest. With my daughter, with her equestrian life, my son, Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. My oldest is at college, but
wow.
Yeah, and my youngest boy, he's playing golf, but now he's getting into Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu as well.
Have you been over to Dana's house?
Yeah.
Dude, it's insane.
It's a great spot. And you know what I love? I mean, it's a safe haven for all the kids to go. My kids hang out with, my oldest boys hang out with his kids. And yeah they're all friends. It's a small town.
Dude.
Yeah. Great spot. So when I went to Vegas, Dana was the first person I called. Kind of pick his brain.
Dude, Dana's the greatest, man.
Yeah. He was my boxing trainer.
Wow.
Do you know how Dana and I started our relationship? Before I did The Fighter, I was going to do this other boxing movie called Out on My Feet about this fighter named Vinny Curto, who was being trained by Angelo Dundee. Robert De Niro was playing Angelo Dundee. I was playing Vinny Curto. And Dana was referred by another friend of mine to train me as a boxer. So Dana came out to live with me and train. Probably right. It was before Rockstar. It was before Rockstar. So it was in the 90s. I remember only because I auditioned for the movie. It was when Boogie Nights came out, because Boogie Nights was premiering in Toronto.
Wow.
And I was shooting The Big Hit, and I auditioned for the movie while I was shooting The Big Hit. So I got the part. De Niro called me, said I got the part, and then we started training, and then the movie fell apart.
So that's before even Tita
before.
Brothers bought the UFC?
Yeah, way before. And then he was, I think he was training,
still training. Boxing.
Yeah, and training other people. And I think started training.
Oh shoot!
So I think he started training UFC fighters because it was basically.
Yeah. I mean, he was managing.
But they were all like just wrestlers and stuff. So we're teaching them how to strike because there was no rules, and that was kind of how Dana and I.
Dude, that's insane.
Plug before we wrap.
Yeah. Wow, we're gonna be jumping onto the audio on this one, but they're all going, wow, wrap it up.
Oh,
yeah, we're out of time for sure.
We're out of time for sure.
Well, we'll have to do this again, man. It was a pleasure, dude.
Dude, likewise, man.
Yeah. You see, look, I mean, fuck, we got into some shit, and now we're having wonderful conversations.
Dude, big time.
Really respect what you're doing, how you turn your life around.
Dude, I was gonna ask you about unrealistic ideas because I've got a fucking no-brainer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no-brainer. And, I just got to figure out who I'm going to partner with to make it happen. Here's the elevator pitch. I bought a 44-acre property in Tennessee. Tim Ward's my neighbor. I got 44 acres worth of land, and I'm my ultimate vision is to have that land. I'm going to be fucking what Dollywood is to Dolly. The Radical Ranch is going to be to Steve. I'm making this into an attraction. And the big, half of it is animal sanctuary. I'm all about the animals. And I got my letter from the IRS. I'm official 501c3 nonprofit organization. I got the board of directors. I got the whole thing.
Give me your phone. I'll give you my number. And then text me and I'll put you, me, and Archie on a group. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude, I'll be, it's,
Hold on, let me just go to your phone or contact and I can just dial my number.
There we go.
There we go.
It's gonna be like Fantasy Factory.
I've been to the Fantasy Factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's myself.
All right. Meets,
Yep. 323?
Fantasy Factory meets Below Deck, yep.
I'll connect you with me and Archie.
Yeah. I love it, man. Archie's epic.
He's a beast. I'll put us on a group text today.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, brother.
Yeah, thanks so much, dude. Yeah,
appreciate you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you.
All right, safe travels back.
Yeah, dude.
All right, I'll put us on the group text right now.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you. And there you have it. How the hell did we get Mark Wahlberg? Well, I'll tell you. And it happens to be an exciting moment right now because it's the very first time that I have ever made a special custom episode for YouTube. The only way you're possibly hearing this is if you're watching YouTube. And the reason why I'm doing this for the first time on episode 251 is because we're going to show you the footage of when Mark Wahlberg first walked into the room, when I greeted him, what happened and with this haircut. You know, you got to check this out. But it wouldn't be really much to show. I mean, you can't show on the audio version. So this is only for YouTube. You guys enjoy this absurd haircut and the interaction. You get to be a fly on the wall. And, man, I love it. Maybe I'll do YouTube special custom episodes from here on out. It might make it a little bit more exciting. All right, let's get to it.
What's up, bud?
How's it going, man?
All right, man. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Likewise.
Pleasure. Hi, guys.
Yeah.
All right, how's everybody?
All right, man. So
You
we're
gonna do it? You cutting your hair for real?
yeah, dude. I don't give a
Oh,
fuck.
fuck, I didn't think you'd be scared. All the shit you do, that's
Yeah.
fucking...
Let's do it, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, I'm super excited, and I'm very acutely aware that we don't waste your fucking time. So let's go.
Oh, all good, brother. All good, all good. I appreciate it, buddy. Sarah, do you have a regular razor? Or are you just gonna cut the...
I
Yeah.
I think
went through that for everything.
Okay, good.
We start with the clippers. You get
Yeah.
and then we come in with
Yeah, I
the
leave a little side. I'll leave a little toe. You got good fucking hair. You're good.
yeah.
You know, most of the motherfuckers are scared because they're like, oh shit, I'm fucking hiding something over there.
Yeah, no, I got scared, but it is hiding some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see.
Scars, tattoos. That's normal.
Yeah, skull tattoos. Yeah, you guessed it.
Huh? I think she's got some clippers too.
Yeah, I got everything.
Dad, the squad, man. It's
Are we doing that first?
Mike has got his done a couple of times. I had to test it a couple of times. Because when I told Mel my idea, I said, hey, I want to shave my head. I want to be able to come in first with a southern accent. And then as soon as she realizes that I'm the hitman, that like she's gonna fucking knock my hat off. And then the hair stuck in the fucking...
yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, and then they're like, what the fuck? But, and there's all these lines were like, oh God, it's the worst thing you're fucking raped and killed. I was just like, I love him.
Yeah.
When I went home, my wife was terrified. The kids didn't want to see me. So, why don't I just do that, and then if you want to
Yeah.
take it low with the other one,
Yeah.
yeah, I think we just need to see me just getting in there, though.
That's gonna be the fastest way
Put it
to.
down, yeah. To get rid of a lot of hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put it as low as it goes.
Yeah.
How are
this is
you,
like-
by the way? What's your name?
Jenny.
Mark, nice to meet you, Jenny.
Nice to
Oh,
meet
pleasure. When did you get in town?
This morning.
Oh shit, jet lagged?
Ah, whatever.
Oh, good.
I did that. I demanded business class, so I slept all the way.
It's easy sober too, to just be able to adjust and
Oh, big time.
yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Better
dude.
waking up feeling good.
For sure.
Got this on.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, how
Do you
about
want to
that?
give a little introduction on what you guys are doing?
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
That would be good.
I think so.
Cool.
Yeah, you wanna run it or?
I'll do a little bit. You can say whatever you like.
If you want.
I've just got to say that I'm so impressed because I wanted to do the haircut for real. First of all, I don't want to sit in that makeup chair wearing, putting on a wig and a ball cap and all this shit. And I was like, I know a lot of guys who are bald and always embraced it. My dad, for one, and my favorite actors like Robert Duvall and all these people.
Dana.
So, yeah, Dana White. So I'm hoping that this is going to carry on a trend. But Steve is literally the first one to say, hey, in support of the movie, he wants to do it.
Yeah.
And then I thought when I first came in, I said, this guy's done everything. There's nothing he's scared of. What the fuck are you worried about a little haircut for?
Yeah. And Jen, wait till you see what we got under here, man. It's good. Let's go.
All right. So we'll go to the front first.
Yeah.
We start right here in the front.
And it's gonna go all the way to the back.
No, I'm gonna give you a little bridge to Terabithia and be like, oh, there's something under there. Holy shit. There is something under there.
Yeah.
Come on, biohazard or something.
I'm a human crash test dummy.
Oh my god, yeah. All right, so there we go. Oh yeah. You got a good head for this. Who was the tattoo artist that did that one? Do you remember?
That one's my buddy Mike Santa Fe. And then I had another one do the ones on the side.
Oh, yeah. I gotta tell you, I'm good at this, bro.
Yeah,
A little
dude.
horseshoe. I'll break it up a little. Oh, yeah, do the proper cycle. What were you gonna say?
Do you honestly like not have gray hair? I'm so jealous of that.
No, I don't. My dad was actually lost most of his hair, but he never had gray hair. He had a dark hair. What little hair he had left, he had got a couple little stragglers that are gray, but no, I've been lucky. And I don't like dyeing my hair. I dyed my hair once for a movie.
Yeah.
And they dyed it like
mustache.
10 times, and it was fucking red and fucking burned the shit out of my scalp. So I said, fuck that, I ain't doing it no more. But I've been lucky. Just to keep whatever hair I kept. And oh, this is looking good. I got a couple of nice scars in there. Like me, I got a bunch of fucking scars. I took a bunch of shots in the head. All right,
Yeah,
this is good.
dude,
Look at the little stripe in the middle. That's good. Yeah, now we just let her take it down with the buzzer. Let me just make sure
Yeah.
it's even.
Yeah, I had some staples in my head.
Oh, dude, you had a lot more than that. Imagine. I wonder what's left in there. That's all the fucking shit you did. Oh yeah, that looks good. Let me see. Oh, I gotta shave mine like that. We gotta do the sequel right now. Me and you.
Yeah, dude. Oh wow, look at this.
Huh? Let me see the clipper real quick. The buzzer.
Yeah, check out this little.
Let me make it a little tighter.
What do you want to see?
Where's the other one to buzz this down a little more?
Yeah,
The good one.
the foil one.
No, well, this one will take it down a little bit more. And then that will take it. The foil, you need to take a little bit more off that with this.
All right.
That'll probably take it down a bit closer.
It looks good, dude.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it's gonna be easy to get out of the shower.
Oh, yeah. I got crash test on these stunts coming up later this month too, so it's got to go anyway.
Oh, that's cool. This is better than the implant.
Yeah, I was watching Flight Risk and I was like, where do I know this chick from? And then I realized it was the Downton Abbey show.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I thought she was British.
She is.
Oh, no way, dude.
Yeah.
So
Good actress.
she's got the British accent for real.
Yeah.
And she's just that American on it.
Yeah. So you see all the Brits always do a great American accent, but the Americans never get to do a British accent.
But they just suck at it.
Well, we got to work on it. I mean, you can pull it off. We got to do another interview. We just do a British
Yeah,
accent all
you
the
know,
time.
I went to all 4 years of high school right here in London, England.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you got to have a good accent.
I never even got good at it. I went to the American
See the
school
back?
in London.
Oh, yeah. Looks good.
Yeah, dude.
Huh?
Man, I got my UFC hat right here. Gotta get a toupee in there.
Yeah, stick the toupee right in there. Good stuff. So I was at a UFC fight when I was making the movie, and I was sitting there with my kids. You know, they put you on the Jumbotron.
Sure.
So I'm about to go and tip my hat, and I fucking realized, I was like, oh my God, I almost blew the whole fucking joke.
Oh, wow.
The fucking hair was gone. That was
Dude, I'm sure I saw you on that. Do you remember what card it was?
I don't, it was 2 years ago in Vegas, but I don't
Yeah,
remember.
maybe it was like Ngannou and
Yeah.
Cyril Gane or something. All right,
Do you guys
man.
want to take a quick photo?
Yeah, let's do
Sure,
it.
please. There you go, look at that. Fresh cut.
There you have it, folks. We gave you, just on YouTube, everything that we had. And, man, I want to add that Mark Wahlberg and I had no idea that big fires were starting up when we did this in London. And right before I flew to London from Tennessee, one of the last things I did, this is so crazy, I wrote LA Fire Department post because I had promised a post to the Los Angeles Fire Department Foundation. They sent me this t-shirt and I just spaced it and I was like, oh man, I forgot that, like I gotta do it. I wrote it on my thing and then I come home and like it's crazy out there and man, a little late, but you know, I got around to posting, and I'd love to just mention it here if you're sitting around. Like they sure could use some help. The FD Foundation on Instagram. Like, there's a link there. I have a warm spot in my heart for them because I put the fire department through so much grief, and I ended up becoming friends with them and doing fundraisers. But in any case, I'm just putting that out there. Thank you for sticking around to the very end. I love you with all my heart. I hope you guys are safe, and be well. Hey everybody, and welcome to a top billing Wild Ride with Steve-O. We've got, I think, the first leading man in major motion pictures that we've ever had. Big time movie star, A-lister, Josh Duhamel. And man, you wouldn't expect a guy at that level to be so intimate, so open, so honest, so vulnerable. I mean, man, it really, we really open up and go deep. So strap on your seatbelts, baby. This one's intense. Let's get into it. Well, here we go, man. We'll dive right in.
Let's do it.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to pretend to know how to say this guy's name.
Well, if you're in France, I think it's Duhamel, but we've always said Duhamel.
Duhamel.
Duhamel, yeah.
Because our mutual friend, Sam Macaroni,
Yeah.
he always called you Josh Duhamel.
Yeah.
And then I gave him a shout this morning to try to get some inside tips.
Yeah.
And he says that you're going to tell me it's Duhamel.
Well, like I said, the proper way is Duhamel. That's what the French say, but I don't know. We just dropped the HA somewhere in there.
Okay, well then I would have just said Duhamel.
Yeah.
And then I asked him if you were
Then
French.
you would have been right, Steve.
Man, our buddy Sam Macaroni messed me up.
But I
Well,
said,
that's-
is he
scared
French?
me.
And he's like, no, he's Dutch. And I'm like, how does that make sense?
Oh, he said I'm French, or he said I'm Dutch.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any Dutch in me.
Man,
God
and now I'm off to a terrible start.
You clearly
I'm embarrassed.
can't trust anything Sam Macaroni said.
No, of course
By the
not.
way, his proper pronunciation is macaron,
I know.
and he goes by macaroni.
right.
Why doesn't he go by macaron? It's so much cooler.
I can tell you why.
Tell me.
Okay. Because there was a project that he and I worked on many years ago that he is so terribly ashamed of that he doesn't want Google searches to bring up that
Really?
awful project. So he formally changed his name to try to distance himself from it.
Now I gotta
That's
look it up.
extreme.
He probably would be mortified that I said that, but he also was like, oh, whatever. He's the greatest guy.
He really is. We had a
And-
blast in Mexico.
Right.
We were right in the middle of COVID. We shot a movie called Blackout.
Yeah, and it was the #1 movie on Netflix
It
for a minute
was for a minute, yeah.
Yeah.
He did a great job on it, but it was almost like a social experiment. It was right in the middle, like the height of COVID, when everybody
Right.
thought you were going to die. But he was able to pull it off where we rented this 2-star hotel in Mexico City, kept all the cast, the crew, the staff, everybody had to be
In the bubble.
in the bubble inside this thing. We built out the top 2 floors for set. One was like a hotel, or I'm sorry, one was a hospital, and the other one was I forget what they dressed that out as. But then everybody stayed in the rooms below that, and they had the chefs and everything stayed in house. The food was absolutely terrible. I was thinking, we're going to Mexico, the food's going to be great, and it was like worse than jail slop.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was almost like I said, almost a social experiment because we all lived together. So if we'd have an idea, we'd get together every night and we'd talk about what we're going to do the next day. We'd go up to the set and we'd like work things out, and then we'd go in the next day and do it. It was like living on the set of a movie.
Yeah, very, very literally.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
worked. I mean, it really worked because we were able to do things much more efficiently in the amount of time we had.
Yeah. Sam Macaroni, of course, was the director
Yes.
of that movie. I've known him for the longest time, and his move to be a big director. Like it was all hinged on this. And I remember like when he was just agonizing over getting the leading man and who he was, you know, and when he landed you like that.
Really? Wow, that feels good. You know, he got kind of, you know, I hate to say it because Netflix is such a juggernaut, but his movie, the one that he turned in, was a really cool, sort of quirky, offbeat version of it. They took it and turned it into a straight action movie. And I felt terrible for him because he poured his heart out, you know, editing. If you've directed anything, it's like, you have, it's like you put everything you have into that edit. You know, you shoot everything you can in the amount of time you've got, and then you just pour over the edit, and it completely changed it on him.
I get that, and at the same time, I think that they understand their business like pretty well, and whatever changes they made to it evidently worked pretty well because it shot the movie to the first place.
Listen, they definitely know what they're doing.
Yeah,
they definitely do. I mean, they've got all the algorithms and all the research behind it, so they know like what exactly is going to hit to what demographic.
Right.
But his was like this cool, quirky, like
I get it. And I think that hindsight being 2020, that everybody involved is happy it went the way it went. Yeah. And that, like, because
you work for Netflix, don't you?
I don't. But you know, even with streamers, the movies, it's just high stakes gambling.
Yeah.
You know, it's high stakes gambling, and when you do a project, that project is your only shot at getting another project. Yeah. You know, for a lot of people.
Yeah. But he did so well with House Guests.
He did so well with House Guests, and then that bumped him up to the next level to get like a real, like, legit leading man.
Well, he's a good director. He really is. And I love his energy. He's got the best energy.
He's like that 24/7.
Yeah, he really is. I don't know how he does it. I don't know. Honestly.
Yeah. It's incredible. So so now we've got the new buddy games.
Yeah.
And it's just debauchery.
Yeah, it really is. Well, we're trying to be like you, Steve-O. This movie is based on, the first movie was based on something my buddies and I do every year called the Buddy Games, where we get together every third weekend of August and have a weekend of games, from wiffle ball to ping pong to golf, and then we always throw in one or two crazy ass games. Like one year it was human bowling, where we had this giant, probably you know, inspired by some of the Jackass stuff you guys did. Later on, it became more and more crazy, but we had this giant human bowling where you put this giant piece of Visqueen down on this hill, and you go running, and you go down, and you have to try to take out as many of these garbage cans as you can, and meanwhile, everybody's got rubber or water balloons to chuck at you along the way. And that was one of them. Another year it was you had to stand there in your underwear with a helmet on. The other guy got to stand about 20 yards away with a paintball gun and shoot. And if you flinched when you heard the thump, you'd lose points. And some of the video that we got from that, I mean, this whole thing is based on, you know, these, you know, now middle-aged men who for one weekend out of the year get to go act like 16-year-olds again. Our wives hate it, but it keeps us young in a weird way.
Sure.
And the movie is based on that. It's based on these guys. It's really based on the friendship and the camaraderie and the brotherhood that these guys have. And you know, from that comes absolute debauchery. Yeah. And this movie is no different.
Yeah, this guy Vinny over here, maybe not quite middle age, but he likes to keep himself young. We just had him on tour, and he put together a big package of various items and stuffed it right up his butt.
I swear, it keeps me young. Man.
Oh man, it's like a cleanse, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
We've had
keep your colon clean.
It's the batteries that keeps me charged up.
Yeah,
is it still up there?
No, thank God.
It's been a bunch of episodes where we've just celebrated what was called the prison pocket.
Okay.
Where he actually, you know, had to go to
the
jail.
Prison pocket being his asshole.
Yeah, big time. He had to go to jail, and he had a heroin habit at the time. So when he surrendered to go to jail, he went in with a bunch of stuff up his butt. And we've been so fascinated by it. We've talked about it so much.
Just won't leave it alone.
We say, you know what? Like, can you do a demo? And so,
We celebrate you getting to Australia.
Oh man, it's just so much fun.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's my rocket ship to
Yeah,
fame.
I mean, maybe that's the next buddy game.
I wouldn't put it past any of these guys.
Are these characters in the movie based on like your buddies? Like,
Yes.
did you match them up?
Loosely based. I mean, Nick Swartzen's character is pretty
best.
closely based on one of my best friends, Chad Bjork, who I've known since kindergarten. Funny, really funny, super talented dude. Always like on the verge of success, but just hasn't quite made it yet. And that's Bender. We call him Broken Man in the second movie, or he gets named that by this woke cult that we get captured by. So his name is Broken Man. We've got Kevin Dillon. They called him Beef Chimmy. And we've got Dan Bacadol, who's Swollen Tick. But you know, this second movie is really social commentary in a lot of ways on some of the extremes of the woke
Ideology.
stuff going on. And we did it in a fun way, a way that's not mean-spirited. It's all good-hearted, but you know, I thought, you know, why not? This is some of the stuff is really funny, and I felt like it was ripe for the picking.
Sure, and you directed this
Yes.
as well as the first one.
Yes.
And is that your first directing roles?
Yeah. First Buddy Games was my first one, and this is my second. I've done a couple TV things since then, but
right,
yeah.
it was Disney Plus.
Yeah, I did Mighty Ducks.
Right.
Did an episode of that. I have another one I'm going to be doing in hopefully, you know, pending the writer's strike this fall, called Preschool, about these two dads who are fighting to get their child into the last spot in this prestigious LA preschool. And it's not as R-rated as the Buddy Games movies, but it's a fun and funny expose on, you know, life as a parent trying to get your kid into a preschool.
How different is being on set when you're just an actor or actor-director? Is there a difference? I mean, obviously, but how much more complicated is that?
It just makes it you know, it's like I got into it because I really always felt like I wanted to do it. It was something that I always felt like I would have a knack for, but never really had the confidence to do it because I didn't feel like I knew enough. But as I got further along in this business, I knew that I didn't have to know everything. I just needed a good group of people around me to help sort of make it work and let them do their thing. And the acting part on camera is probably the part I like the least because I've never been so ill prepared as an actor as I am when I'm directing, because you're not thinking about it until it's like time. Maybe that's a good thing because you're not thinking about it so much, but it's not my favorite thing because you can't see the monitor. You're sitting there on screen with other actors acting while you're going, wait, I got to adjust that, I got to adjust this, and you're not really fully in the scene like you should be.
I would imagine that being the director as well as an actor, that you'd be kind of self-conscious. Because when you're an actor, you can have a relationship with the director where it's understood, hey, if you don't like what you're seeing, you tell me.
Yeah.
You know, like, you be honest and don't sugarcoat it, you know, like, get the best out of me.
Yep.
And when you're the director, you're like...
you don't have anybody there. But I did have Rachel Thaley, who's been my right hand. She helped to write this last one, actually, along with Gabe McKinley. I trust her. You know, I'm like, you got to tell me if I sucked in that last take, please. If there's things that I need to do better, tell me. You're not going to hurt my feelings.
Right.
Because I don't have any way to know. I'm sitting there on, you know, and as an actor, you're there and you don't know until the director tells you.
Right.
But if you're directing it, the only person that can tell me is me. So you need somebody behind the monitor that can tell you when you suck, which is often.
What's it like directing somebody like Nick Swartzen? Was there a lot of times where he's like going off script, improving? Because to me, he's like
you probably
a
want him to
comedy
do that
legend.
All day, every day, he goes off script.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about him, Nick Swartzen.
Right.
You know, I'm sure you know Nick.
course.
For sure.
Yeah, we had him on here.
Oh yeah, he's one of my best friends. I just love that guy dearly. He does. He goes off script all day. And in fact, he'll come on days he's not even working, and just to be there to help punch up scenes. Mm-hmm. He's that invested in it, and he stays really sharp during production, and he comes up. Oh my God, that dude! He comes up with some of the most raunchy shit. Mm-hmm. There's a scene where I was oftentimes like, dude, really? I don't think we can. He's like, just do it. It's comedy. You got to go hard. I'm like, okay, I trust you. And he did this thing. There's a scene in the movie where we've been taken sort of captive by this cultish sort of tribe of people, and we realize they're not going to let us go. And he's like, just let us go. I will suck all your dicks and eat all your pussies. You don't even have to shower. I'll just go down. I'm like, whoa. But that's Nick Swartzen in a nutshell. That guy goes dark. Quick.
Did you find any of his improv to fit better than the actual script? Like, did you use any of it? Yeah.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah,
His stuff is usually better than anything we would have written.
Yeah.
You know, and that he's a really good comic writer.
Yeah, he's like, if you buy me a drink, I'll munch your box for a week.
Yes.
And that's just like,
yeah, that was
like
all
that.
Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the scene when he had the boner? Was that? Do you have buddies? I mean, was that based off of?
That was mine, actually. That was my idea, and he went for it. But you know, he makes it. All the stuff about like. What do you say? This is that's called an erection. Yeah. That's what boys get when they wake up in the morning. Is your pussy hard?
Yeah, that was. That was good.
That's all Nick, you know, and thank God he does it, because we want this thing to be hard hitting. You know, I love comedies that are unapologetic and they go hard in the paint, and he brings that. He really does.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
I don't know if you remember the first movie. There was a scene where we had this. He was trying to make money so he could because I made up this excuse not to have him at the buddy games, and we had to. I told him that this year there's an entry fee. He's like, okay, fine. What is it? $40? Like, it's $10,000. He's like, are you kidding me? I can't. So there's a whole montage of him raising the money to be able to come, and he goes to this. He parks his van across the street from these little girls who have a lemonade stand, and he starts talking shit to them back and forth, and he says, what do you say to him? You're both gonna be strippers when you grow up. Really bad ones that no one pays to see. And it was so great because they're these two innocent girls that, you know, nobody would get away with except for that dude.
Yeah.
You know, he's just like he for whatever reason we forgive him for his crazy shenanigans.
Yeah. He's genius.
Is it true that we read that you were studying to be a dentist?
Yes.
It was your childhood dream to become a dentist.
Well, it wasn't. I don't know. It was a dream. It was an aspiration. I don't know if it was a dream.
Maybe
It was
not childhood.
Why? What about the mouth?
Pretty early on. I think this is the reason. I think I was always good at drawing and making things with my hands, like clay and, you know, painting and things like that. And my mother was at an early age was pushing me to see what I was going to be when I grew up. I'm like, I'm a freshman. I don't know. In high school. And by my sophomore, this was actually earlier, she was pressuring me. I was like, I don't know, I'm just a pro athlete. Well, that quickly didn't materialize. But I came up with the idea to be a dentist because I could use my abilities with my hands, my artistic, you know, whatever, and I could call myself a doctor. And that would make her happy. And I didn't have the same sort of stress that you would have as a normal doctor, and to make mom happy. And I really, I would go, I got my degree in biology, went to Minot State University, got that degree, which was not easy. Went and observed a bunch of different dentists, took the DAT, which is like the MCAT, but for dentists. And then moved to California, you know, telling my mom that I was going to go to dental, I was going to apply to dental school, but meanwhile, I think I always wanted to do what we're doing now, and didn't tell her. And then once I got my first job on All My Children, she forgot about the dentist thing, and she was fine with me being on a soap.
The first job, you say All My Children. But you're going right past the male model.
Yeah, well, that came really a little earlier. But
Right.
you know that I was
male model of the year, beating Ashton Kutcher.
It's a pretty big
it's
deal.
been sort of blown out of proportion though, because yes, I won male model of the year at this IMTA convention in New York, which is like a bunch of aspiring. I got asked to go to this thing, and I was fresh out of North Dakota. I was living in Sacramento. This agent at the time asked me to go to this thing, and they would sponsor me to go. I was like, hell yeah, I've never been to New York. I'll do that. It was like I think $1,500 to get in, so I went. And after a few days, there was the buzz around the whole thing was that it's between you and this kid from wherever, and then this kid from Iowa, which was Chris Kutcher at the time. And then it came down to this
Chris Kutcher?
Yeah, his real name was Chris Kutcher.
Wow, okay.
I don't know if he wants me to say that.
I mean,
I love Ashton. I love Ashton, but that was his name at the time, and I think
I'm sure Wikipedia
He's rich,
would
he doesn't
probably
care.
say.
he's doing just fine.
Yeah.
But it became like the buzz was, who's it going to be, me or this kid, and it became this. It was almost like a beauty pageant. We walked the runway in our underwear. We did like this. It was just so ridiculous. I look back at it now, and you say, do you have any regrets? And most people say, I don't regret anything. Well, I regret that.
I mean, I wouldn't have brought it up if I just didn't find it so unbelievably awesome that you were a male model so close to the time that Zoolander came out.
It was like a real life Zoolander. It really was. I look back at it now, and when I won that thing, dude, I was like Miss America. They were holding me up. They should have put a sash across my a tiara, the whole thing. But it was I won. It was like third runner up is whoever, and then first runner up is, and we're both waiting on pins and needles, Chris Kutcher, and I was like, oh my God, I won male model.
How many people did you beat out?
I don't know. There's a bunch of guys there, but the best part about the story is that right after that, I won it. He took second, and he went on to like major stardom right away.
70s show.
That 70s show, he did a big Calvin Klein thing. He was
Dude, where's my car?
He did a bunch of stuff, and meanwhile, I didn't get anything for like 5 years. I was so pissed. I was like, but I'm male model of the year. And I had to beat the streets and I modeled like after that for maybe a year, because I was really bad at it and never got comfortable, taking photos. It was never something I was very good at. I wanted to do TV commercials and where I could actually do something.
Yeah, and when did the All My Children start?
That started in, I won that in '97, moved to LA. I was living in San Francisco at the time, and then moved to LA, lived with my buddies there for a little bit, started taking, really getting into, that was about the time I'd forgone dental school and really wanted to get into acting. And I got All My Children, I think, in '99. So about a year and a half of beating the streets in LA and ended up getting this gig, which made me then move back to New York. So I was there for 3 years.
The commercials thing is something that you really hung on to. Matt Groening told us that now you've got like a whole company that just makes commercials.
Yeah, we have a company called Dakota Media that does, as I'm sure you guys get, people, they want you to take a photo with whatever new water or whatever new thing is out there. And I was like, well, we could do better. If I'm gonna sell myself out to do this stuff, let's make it cool and interesting and consumable for people that are watching it. And it doesn't just look like a straight up, I'm getting paid to hold this drink right now. So the idea came from that, and we started shooting this. We shot, one of them was Hyundai. And we said, well, we're going to go out and we're going to actually shoot something. So we spent 2 days shooting this little commercial for it, which led to the next one, which led to the next one. And now we're doing a lot of really cool stuff, mostly in sports now. It's like branded storytelling. It's not so much commercials as it is like, who does a good job of it? Yeti does a really good job of this stuff, is sort of telling a story with Yeti kind of in the background. And so that's kind of what we do.
Macaroni didn't get a goddamn thing right. Not one.
Well, I guess you could call them commercials,
Right.
and I would trust me if we got like a a Cadillac commercial, we'd be happy to go shoot that. But
Right.
mostly we do a lot of stuff for Bobcat. We just did a really cool thing for the LA Rams and the draft or around the draft.
Yeah.
And then we've got some other. We got Tampa Bay Lightning is another one of our clients,
Okay.
and we've got some other stuff that's coming up that's fun. And I for me, I love the development, the creative side of it, coming up with ideas, then figuring out how to shoot it, and then going and shooting it, and all the process of making something. It keeps you sharp, I think, and it keeps you creative, and it's a good way to sort of keep doing stuff that I love.
Yeah, for sure. And so you said the Rams and the
Lightning.
The Lightning.
Yeah.
And that's right in your wheelhouse, right? You're all about the sport.
Yeah, I'm a big sports fan. I'm a big Vikings fan, like Nick.
Why the Vikings? 'Cause
Well,
they're the closest to
I'm
South
from North.
Dakota.
I'm from North Dakota, so it's like that's the team you root for. And
Yeah.
it's them or the Packers. And I'm certainly not going to root for the Packers.
Right.
Not a chance.
Yeah, but Nick definitely likes the Vikings.
Oh yes, he does. He is the number one fan, I believe.
Yeah, big time. And you were a quarterback in college.
I was. Steve, you did your homework for this.
A little bit. Yeah.
I played quarterback at Minot State University, in the town that I grew up. But at the time, we were NAIA Division II. Thought I was going to be a professional athlete, and then realized I wasn't nearly athletic enough. But yeah, that was my growing. In North Dakota, there's not much else to do in the winter, especially.
And you're tall.
Yeah, I played a lot of hockey growing up too, and I just got too tall and skinny.
I've been very, very vocal about how attractive Tom Brady is, and you might be an even better looking quarterback.
Hey, I'll take it.
What was your the most yards you've ever passed for in a game in college, or what was your best game?
Probably not much more than 300 yards. I mean, but that was not often. We were short passing, kind of a West Coast offense kind of thing. But my freshman year, I'll never forget. This is when I thought, like, oh my God, I'm going to the league. I got put in the fourth quarter as a freshman, and I threw for, I think, 3 or 4 touchdowns in like 210 yards or something.
One quarter.
Yeah, it was like I couldn't. Everything I threw up, they would catch.
Yeah.
And it was one of those games that you never see again. And I was probably going against the 4th string defense at the time. So, but I don't like to, leave that part of the story in.
What's the hardest you've ever been hit as a quarterback? Do you have a time where you just got your bell rung?
Oh God, many times. Did you ever play football?
I was the long snapper and I quit.
Okay.
So that's all I know. Then I played water polo.
Well, I remember that for me it was like there was one time in high school and then another time in college where I for sure had a concussion because I remember getting hit and I remember seeing perfectly shaped stars like in a circle, and it was like, and at the time there was no concussion protocol. It was just like get back in the game, rub some dirt on it, and get out there. And then again in college, my mom was in the stands, and I remember I just got crushed by this big D end, and I remember hearing my mom in the audience go, "Oh!"
Yeah.
And those are I was one of those quarterbacks who avoided contact at all costs. I was always I was like
You slid.
straight up pocket passer. I wasn't one of these quarterbacks now that can run and take hits and do the whole thing. I avoided that.
I think Dan Marino in his career rushed for a negative number of yardage.
Yeah, yeah, that was me basically.
Yeah. Steve, what's the hardest you've ever been hit that you saw?
God.
You ever seen
Yeah.
stars? Or do you just pass straight out?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the most clearly I was knocked unconscious was on that treadmill in the last Jackass movie. But that's because we're older, Turns out you get older, it's a lot easier to knock you unconscious.
But out of your whole career, that's the one?
Well, when I was in the WWE match, like I don't remember leaving the ring.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
You had a concussion, probably.
It was 2006. We were
You
promoting
died.
the second Jackass movie, and so we're doing this match, Chris Pontius and I. But I didn't know about wrestling, and I didn't know that you're supposed to like play dead, like for the match to be over.
Yeah.
And my natural sort of when I get hit, it's like I react. You know, I
You
react.
get back up.
Yeah, so like what was supposed to be the final thing, like the Samoan bulldozer, this huge wrestler, 300 and some pounds, jumps off the top rope and does what's called a splash. He lands right on me, and I'm rolling around like, oh, dude, oh, no. And this is offensive to the wrestler because that's not protocol. I'm
Right, you're
supposed
supposed to.
to just lay still.
Yeah.
Like it's over.
It was Rishiki, right?
It was
It was Umaga.
Yeah.
And so, because I kept moving around, this was offensive to him, and so he had to keep.
Yeah.
And he just kept, and he kept hitting. I'm thinking it's supposed to be over, so I'm like, stop, please stop. But I'm still moving around, so he keeps going.
He's hitting you in the face?
He dropped this elbow on me that was so brutal. I
Dude.
don't remember, I don't remember leaving the ring. They didn't even show the end. Like it got so dark that they just the logo came in and they went to commercial.
Oh
in
my.
the middle, it didn't end.
And then what's the next thing you
So
remember?
there's no footage of me leaving the ring, and I don't remember leaving the ring, and so yeah, that would probably be the hardest ever.
Oh my God.
What do you remember next?
I remember the next thing I remember, I was in like a control room. Chris Pontius describes that we were in this control room and Vince McMahon was in there like, yeah, that was great.
Yeah, of course he was. Yeah.
But yeah, interesting that
God, you must have taken some serious hits though,
Yeah.
and all the stuff you guys have done over the years. I mean,
There's been some. Dude, on the first special, Guilty as Charged,
Oh, dude.
when
With
Tim
Tim
Kennedy
Kennedy.
dropped me on my head. Oof.
You played that off good, but I remember you did it the first time and it didn't look cool. And then before you went out on stage the second time, you're like, make sure he drops me on my head. And then he walks out and then Tim's like, what did he say? And I'm like, he said, make sure you do it harder next time and drop him on his head. And he's like,
This is
Okay.
at the time I think he was a top 10 ranked
he's top
UFC.
5 heavyweight UFC fighter at the time.
really? And it was who?
Tim Kennedy.
Tim Kennedy. So when I wanted him to choke me on, the bit was I'd cut a lemon in half, squeeze all the lemon juice in my eyes, and then get choked unconscious and dropped on my head. And
So during the special,
he lifted me up, my feet off the ground, and got me completely unconscious and just dropped me from up there.
Oh,
And
my
my head bounced like a basketball off the
You're
stage.
so lucky you're still with us.
and he was out for like 10, 15 seconds during the filming of the special,
And,
which we left in.
and then I hopped up and just kept on with the act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
You
showman.
didn't even feel your eyes burning.
Yeah, that's true. I
That's the
didn't
crazy
even
thing.
notice the lemon juice when I got up.
That's wild. And then at the end of that, Sam Macaroni tasered him while they are asking him questions.
Yeah, Sam Macaroni is really a good friend of mine. And
Yeah, clearly.
Friends like these.
yeah, the idea was that I was going to set myself on fire and something like that, but they really shut that down at the theater. So I needed an alternate, big, stunt ending for the act. And I was like, okay, well, I'll get a shot with a taser with the actual wires and the barbs.
The ones that the police use that go in
Right.
and then.
Now, for the ones that the police use, it gives you 50,000 volts for 5 seconds, and then the police can hit it again and
Right.
add more 5 seconds. But Tim Kennedy told me, he said, I wasn't able to get the law enforcement kind. I got the civilian kind, which is different in that when you shoot, it goes for 30 seconds. The idea being that a woman can shoot her attacker, drop the thing, and run.
Yeah, and it continues?
It just goes for 30 seconds to give 30 seconds to get away from your attacker. And so I was like, oh man, 30 seconds, that's rough. and what we arrived at is that it would be a 30-second Q&A hosted by Sam Macaroni.
You did well.
Oh, dude, it was great. I was worried that 30 seconds it was just going to get kind of boring, you know, like the same thing for 30 seconds. So we made it a Q&A, and it was, it was
A Q&A while you were getting tased?
Yeah. 30 seconds of me being 3,000 volts. Like, you know,
Do you remember what he asked you?
I remember,
where are you?
I think, what is your name? How big is your dick? There's there's silly questions, but it was really funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Steve, you are a legend, dude.
Oh, well, dude, thank you,
I
man.
mean it, man. I would never have the balls that you've had. Do you
Wow.
still want to do that kind of stuff, or does it?
There's-
Are you past it now?
Like now I incorporate, I mean, at that time that was my first comedy special,
Yeah.
and it was me performing stand-up and then intermittently doing stunts on stage that were kind of organic to the act.
Yeah.
And then my next comedy special was telling stories and with the footage of the stories edited into it. And then now I'm getting ready to tape my third comedy special, which I filmed all new stuff. And I tell the stories and show the footage.
But you didn't actually have to go do it again.
I don't do it every night or
Yeah.
anything like that. The
Okay.
footage, I shoot the footage and then I make the act out
I
of it.
see,
So it's
I see.
multimedia.
But you actually go and still do some of this crazy stuff.
I mean, tell them what we have planned next. The tits.
Yeah, the next one, I'm putting, after I tape this next special, which is the bucket list special, then I start putting together the Steve-O's Gone Too Far tour. And that one is me confronting my middle age, lashing out at Father Time.
Yeah.
See, like I've got dimples developing. Actually, I already have dimples under my man boobs. This is just what happens. Your body starts to droop.
Oh, I know, dude. I know.
And I'm so mad that Father Time has given me man boobs that I'm gonna go and try and get them double D's.
Oh, wait.
With proper breast
You're
surgery.
gonna get breast implants?
Yeah, I'll only keep them for like 3 months. You know, like so I can film all the bits, the vignettes for the tour. But yeah, like I've got, you know, like I got my wrinkling going on, like my face. You know, I don't want anyone noticing it, so I got to get a big dick tattooed on my forehead, so that's all anybody sees.
Wait, so you really gonna do actual dick tattooed?
I'll end up getting it lasered off, but yeah, I'm gonna properly get.
Still.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pain to endure. So I got to cut you open and put breasts in, and then
I do, and so many people are trying to talk me out of getting
Like who?
boob jobs. Just people, comments from people,
Oh,
and they don't
enough.
understand that the more they try to tell me not to do it,
Yeah.
the
It
more
makes you wanna
that
do
it's
it.
like, okay, so you're telling me it's awesome.
Yeah, you're telling me it's so rad.
The first person who I voiced my plan to, right when I came up with the idea, was Nick Swardson. I said to him on the podcast, it was like episode number 9 in 2020. I said, dude, I'm going to get tits. And he goes, his reaction was so classically just bummed.
God.
Yeah, but yeah. So I got like the whole thing is just like the theme of it is confronting my middle age
Right.
and lashing out and
Right.
kind of, you know, it feels a little bit like a last hurrah, you know. But then again, I don't know. I don't think I can stop being an attention whore.
Josh, how did you
Yes.
confront middle age differently than Steve would approach it?
I try to take a more holistic approach.
Yeah, I heard you
fast.
talking
Maybe
about
you bought a
yoga.
car.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, tell us about the yoga. How often do you do that?
Well, like you, I am now a middle-aged man, 50 years old, and you know, it's a hard truth to, you know, to come to terms with, but at the same time, I think part of the reason is that these movies help, you know, keep that kid alive. But personally, it's like, you know, yoga, and it's ice baths, and it's acting like an idiot with my buddies, and
Yeah.
like my dad said, don't let the old man in the door. And that really stuck with me. It's like he's right. Don't let the old man in the door, because once you do, you become that thing that you're sort of avoiding.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get man boobs, but I do work hard at trying to avoid the, you know, that inevitable inevitable, breast thing that happens to all of us. They just
Right.
start to hang.
Yeah, it sucks. How
So
often
why
are
not
you-
fill them out? It's actually a really good idea. You might be onto something for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that, like, secretly, I'm kind of happy that the world's most famous plastic surgeon, Terry Dubrow of the show Botched.
Okay.
This guy fixes
Yeah.
everything. He's just the best there is.
Yeah.
And I talked to him about the idea, and he said, "Oh, I mean, I wouldn't put him in, but I could take him out, and to the extent that like taking him out and kind of do his thing, I could end up.
So where are you going to get him put in? Somewhere in Mexico?
I don't know.
Who's
I
gonna
don't know.
do that?
That's
Macaroni
his
knows
job.
a guy, I'm sure, down in Mexico.
That's Scott's job is to.
Yeah, we can find somebody.
Have you guys seen the dude on Instagram? I forget his name, but he has the butt implant. And he does all the crazy stuff.
Is that the guy who was always like jogging?
He's jogging or he's
running?
doing
And
sprinting or
he
he's...
did
That's a
the
real butt
UFC
implant?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is, but you're talking about the guy who's like he did the UFC fight too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's really funny.
It's really
He's a UFC
funny, man.
fighter.
No, he's not a fighter. He's just like a social media influencer.
Yeah.
But he has like these butt implants, and
Yeah.
the videos are like really, really funny.
He always wears these really tight pants with a apple bottom.
Yeah.
Wow.
It looks
Booty.
pretty good.
Are you a big UFC fan?
Yes, huge.
Dude,
Huge
love
UFC fan.
Yeah.
We're heading out there this week.
Who
Yeah.
fights this week?
Angela Hill and Mackenzie Dern.
Okay.
I'm friends with Angela Hill.
Okay.
We actually commentated for another MMA organization, Cage Warriors.
Okay.
And I
Oh,
think
she was on that with you?
Yeah, she was. We were on the.
You had a lot of fun doing that.
I had a blast. I think I might do it again on June 2nd.
Where?
Cage Warriors down in San
Hill.
Diego.
Angela Hill. I'm trying to figure out who that is again.
Angela Hill, she's been prolific.
I should know this as I do. I literally watch every one of them that comes on. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, she got robbed recently.
Mackenzie
too.
Dern's the jiu-jitsu girl,
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah. Yeah,
Is it Angie? Is it Angie Overkill?
Angie Overkill. Yep.
Oh wait.
Yep. Angie Overkill.
Okay. Yeah, I do know who she is.
She's
She's
great,
great,
man.
yeah.
I love her.
Damn, she's badass.
Yeah.
So we're hitting a fight this weekend,
Yeah, we are.
dude. It's my
Yeah,
first
I
fight.
talked to Dana the other day.
That's so
yeah,
sick.
We're in.
Did you see the last Luke Rockhold bare knuckle fight?
Oh, I didn't, but I saw him after.
Why? So, yeah.
He took a
Broken teeth.
broke 2 of his teeth or 3 of his teeth.
Surgery
Yeah.
on his lips.
I mean, that stuff is no joke. That's dark.
The thing is, like, okay, you're gonna go bare knuckle fight Mike Perry. Like, he's not going down.
No.
The other guy's not going down. It's like, I was thinking about it the other day. It's like when you have a serving job, like, fuck, I gotta go to work and serve these assholes. It's like,
Yeah.
once you're going into those fights, like, you are gonna, like,
Yeah.
your face is gonna be so
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah, my
Like-
wife is like, but Rockhold is so cute. Why is he doing that?
Right, he is.
You know, and she was like upset by the fact that this dude was getting in the ring. I was like, easy.
Easy. I was
Right.
a model in the 90s, too.
Yeah, Loma fights tonight, right?
Where is that?
Oh, I guess this probably won't be on tonight, so I'll cut that out. Lomachenko fights Haney tonight in Vegas, I think. Lomachenko, I don't know if you follow boxing at all, but Lomachenko to me is the most talented I've ever seen
Wow.
as far as his skill set.
Yeah, I don't really care too much about boxing because whenever I try to watch it, it seems like they're hugging each other all the time.
Yeah, I'm not a
Yeah.
huge fan either. I'm much more of a UFC fan because
Yeah.
the stakes are so much higher and the skill level,
Right.
the disciplines these guys have is just, and weirdly the sportsmanship, the respect. You know, you don't see a lot of
Oh,
that in
for
sports
sure.
now. In the UFC, these guys, you know, they beat the crap out of each other, but they still have a mutual respect that I think
sure.
is so cool.
Like, sharing a ring together is like...
Yeah,
Right.
You know, no matter who gets beat, who they
No matter how much they hate each other before,
Yeah.
afterwards, like, I mean, there's like a certain thing.
Right.
usually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
normally.
for the most part. we saw something, or I saw something that really piqued my interest. That you described having a near-death experience. It didn't seem like it was the kind of variety where you left your body and
Yeah.
because we're super into that.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen the accounts of people who like they die, they have this experience going through the white light and the life review and all and then they come back to their body.
Yeah.
Like, man, we're into that.
Yeah. I read a book called, what was it called?
Life
Many
After
Lives,
Life.
Many Masters, or
It was about,
The Hobbit.
I can't remember what they called it now, but it's like basically your body, you leave the body and they're able to sort of fly around and see things from different angles. Until,
Right.
I can't remember what that's called now.
astral projection.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Read a book on that, and that was crazy to me. It's like,
I think that's different than the near-death experience phenomenon.
what was yours like? Well, mine was not that, but it was. I've had a couple, both around the ocean. Growing up in North Dakota, we're about as far from any ocean as you can get. So I'm more of a land mammal than I'm a ocean dweller. But I was in Brazil. Which one are you talking about? The one in Brazil?
I saw when it was you got taken out by a wave.
Oh yeah. So that was in. Well, the first one was in Brazil many years ago. We were shooting a movie called Turistas there, and I decided to go out body surfing with these dudes from California, and I get out there too far, and I'm trying to, I learned that I'm supposed to swim underneath the wave and let it sort of
duck dive.
Yeah, duck dive. Well, I wasn't able to get close enough to it to dive under it, and it hit me.
Ugh.
Got tumbled. Finally got my way back up to the shore. Boom! Another one hits me, and I remember just going, "Oh my God, this is it! I'm going to drown right now." And I remember just fighting my way, and I finally felt sand beneath my feet, and I was able to walk back to shore. And when I got back, I was so spent, so much adrenaline dumped that my body completely. I had to lay there for 20 minutes before I could get up anymore. I've never felt so incapacitated in my whole life. That was the first time. And then the one you're talking about was we were in the Dominican on a movie called Shotgun Wedding, and we were in this cove, this beautiful cove that had this, a few days earlier it was really calm, and I jumped off the cliff and went in and swam. They freaked out. They didn't want me to do it, but I was like, it's just a calm little cove. Well, a few days later, it was really turbulent. I mean, it was like this fishbowl, just waves, just crashing up against this thing, and they hit the rocks. They'd fly 50 feet in the air. I was just mesmerized by this, so I thought I'd go video it in slow motion just to show. Well, this rogue wave comes up, and it was all this razor rock all around. It was super sharp rock, and this wave, and I have it on video where this wave comes up and hits and comes over the top, and you just see this thing coming. And had I not been stopped by this razor rock, I would have been washed out, and I don't know how they ever would have.
So you got all cut up.
I got really cut up, and it was right in the middle of shooting. So it was thankfully I had a bandage on my hand anyway for a prop, and I had a big hole in my hand from trying to brace myself. But it was that one could have easily, had I not been stopped by that rock, I'd have been washed out. I don't know how they would have ever.
And it's interesting to me, had you been really hurt, then that would have presumably voided the insurance on you for the movie, right? Isn't that
I think so.
You get insured.
Yeah.
I remember when we started doing Jackass.
I can't. How do they ever insure those movies, by the way?
It's a good question. And I don't know that they did. I think that the first Jackass movie was, what do you call a negative pickup?
Okay.
They created a ghost company that maybe didn't even exist on paper, and shuttled the money to it, and then we filmed the movie, and once nobody died, then Paramount found out about it.
So you never really had to insure it?
I don't know, and that would have, if there was anything like that going on, it was only for the first movie.
Yeah.
It was by the time the third movie came around, I had gotten clean and sober. I asked for the first time hey, what happens if somebody really gets hurt or killed? And they said,
It hadn't dawned on you before that.
the answer was standard workman's comp, California workman's comp laws apply in that situation.
Huh.
And I was like, all right, cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really know what that means. But I don't think we necessarily kind of go by the standard rules.
Yeah.
But when we started, Knoxville was shooting a movie for Disney called Big Trouble.
Okay.
And he was seriously not allowed to do any dangerous stunts.
Yeah.
While he was on contract for that movie, like all he was doing was like the fake baby, you know,
Yeah.
like would put the fake baby on the roof of the car and then drive away, and like all the low impact
Yeah.
or no impact like man on
Yeah.
the street pranks
Right.
because he's shooting the movie. So I can just imagine when you're like I don't know if we've had like an actual leading man A-list celebrity. This is exciting, man.
What?
Like,
I thought you were talking about
podcast.
Knoxville.
Yeah, but Knoxville, like,
Oh, come on now. Yeah, I've seen the show. You guys have had.
we've had some good guests.
Yeah, he's.
But light on real proper leading men movie stars.
Well,
Yeah.
I haven't been called that.
You're a leading man.
Appreciate
go.
that.
How's it working with somebody like Shia LaBeouf?
You know, I love that. I love Shia. He's clearly insanely talented. Mm-hmm. And I think misunderstood a lot. I think that he gets a bad rap. I think he does have, you know, when he's not drinking, he's much more level. And I think that he'd probably be the first one to admit it. But he, you know, I've known him since he was a kid. You know, the first Transformers movie. I'll never forget. He's just such a wild card, and that's what I think makes him so great. Is he shows up at LAX? We're flying to Mexico, Alamogordo, New Mexico, and it's I think the first time I actually met him. And he shows up with a black eye, and we're supposed to start shooting like 2 days later. I was like, dude, what happened? He's like, oh, these punks. I was at a Dodger game last night, and these guys started talking shit. So I was like,
Yeah, he's down.
you can't do that, man. You can't do that.
Yeah.
But he is fearless.
Yeah.
He is truly fearless. He's, you know, I got nothing but love for him.
Yeah. Do you keep in touch with them?
Last time I reached out, I never heard back. So I don't know. I don't know what he's up to now.
And then you're currently in a movie with Mel Gibson on Netflix.
yes,
And,
called Bandit.
yeah, the girl who was the girl next door.
Girl Next Door, Alicia Cuthbert. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How's it working with Mel Gibson?
Great.
He's the best.
Again, I think a little bit misunderstood. I know that he's ruffled a lot of feathers over the years with some of the stuff that he's done and said, but my experience with him was great.
Yeah.
Absolute gentleman, total pro, you know. I didn't see any of the stuff that you hear about. I thought that he was fantastic. And by the way, I was mostly excited to work with him because he's just one of the greatest directors of all time. If you think about some of the stuff he's directed.
Passion of Christ or Braveheart.
Yeah, it's just like, it's insane. I just wanted to pick his brain about that. Like, how did you do that? And at a pretty early age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wow.
Those are giant. I mean, Buddy Games is one thing, but Braveheart, that's a whole other beast.
Did he direct that?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Wow.
sure.
At like
I also read
in his
that
early 30s, I think.
Yeah, Kurt Russell, when he was doing Tombstone, the director wasn't doing that well, so he directed it, and they said a lot of people would have gave Kurt Russell credit for directing it, but he didn't want his name on it. He gave the guy, but I mean, something like Tombstone too, directing
Yeah.
that and being the lead.
Who directed Kurt Russell? But
He helped. The story was whoever directed Tombstone. I don't know what it was, Deer in the Headlights, or it was.
Yeah.
So he pretty much directed it, but he was like, I'm not putting my name on this. But everybody on the whole set would have said he was the director.
really,
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Do you do social media? Are you on Instagram
Yeah.
and stuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get on there.
Yeah, it's not as exciting as yours.
Yeah, the last one you did was snorting a worm. That was pretty exciting.
Oh Jesus!
Snorting
Is
an
that true?
earthworm. Yeah, I mean, it was an old footage, but yeah, it didn't perform that well either, man.
You took an earthworm up the nostril, and
Yeah.
you think that's gonna get
Yeah.
Yeah,
a million hits.
You'd think that would be money.
Do you have plans to direct anymore?
Yeah, I'm supposed to do the movie Preschool I was telling you about
That's
sometime
right.
after, whenever the writer's strike is over, we'll be able to do that. But yeah, I mean, I really do love doing it. It's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's so much more work than just going in and, punching your time card as an actor on a movie. It's like you are involved from the very inception all the way through the delivery.
Editing and the
and
negotiations.
I like that about it. I like the creative input and the shaping of the story and being able to sort of, because a lot of the times before I would be acting in something with some kid who I didn't have any experience. It's like, why? Like I had the experience, but I didn't think I trusted it, and to be able to have now done it a couple times has given me the confidence, I guess, to trust that I do know enough and know enough to know that I don't have to know everything. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to do more. Why, do you have a project?
Yeah, A equals D. He can direct it whenever you want.
So let me ask you about this. So I have, well, for various reasons, my wife is not drinking for the next 9 months. And I went to Vegas with my buddies last weekend.
Okay.
We all went, me, my wife, and my buddies and their wives. So it was, I had my spiritual hazmat suit on me. You can't get in trouble that way. But, I decided after this trip that I am done with her too, with the drinking too. And I got to admit, it's been like 4 days. And I'm not a heavy drinker, but I do like to have a drink, once a night. I like a sugar-free Red Bull vodka around 4:30. Maybe another one around 6:30.
All right.
Yeah.
And then I'm usually done.
Depending on it, a couple more shots.
But I
before
gotta
bed.
say that it's, these last couple of days, I've really had this urge to, and I was like, I don't have a problem. Maybe I do have a problem,
Eat
And you don't
chocolate.
have to be a fall down drunk, I don't think, to have an issue. And I feel like maybe I do. And I feel like that alone will enhance my life. People that I know, like you, and are you in the beverage program?
Yeah.
Everybody that I know that's done it. Dax is another one. Dax is a good buddy of mine. I played golf with Jason Bateman at the AT&T. These guys' lives have just like elevated from it. I'm like,
dude,
maybe
for
there's
sure.
something to that.
Here's the thing. Any other disease, the best you can hope for is to get back to as healthy as you were before you got sick.
Yeah.
But for us, when we treat our disease, we become a better version of ourselves than we ever were before.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I see that a lot, and it's just kind of dawned on me recently because I don't have a drinking problem, and I'm not sure maybe I am, but
different
there's clearly
categories.
something there that I feel like I want to explore.
Yeah.
What the potential is, just taking it out.
There's different categories of drinkers. There's what's the first one? Problem drinker. Mm-hmm. And this is the person who recognizes they have a problem and are able to moderate or stop altogether.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
And then what alcoholic by definition means that you want to stop, but you just can't.
Yeah.
You've got this powerlessness to stop. And I think it's a little bit, as a rule of thumb, if nobody who's not an alcoholic ever wonders if they're an alcoholic.
Well, there you have it. There you have it.
That could be a rule of thumb.
Mine was like, I was more of like trying to stop and not, but I was more resentful of myself for like operating at like 60% my potential.
Yeah.
And I felt
I
like
think that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. On the other hand, though, like for example, if you go on any kind of a diet, like, oh, I'm gonna like eat less.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you decide you're on a diet, all you can think about is food.
Yeah.
You know, so the very act of seeking to quit just makes you obsessed with it.
Yeah.
That calls to mind the saying, what you resist will persist.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to resist it,
Yeah.
then that makes it more difficult.
Yeah.
And I think that for us, we consider it, rather than resisting it, we surrender
Yeah,
to it.
yeah.
You know, we surrender, we admit defeat.
Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with the alcohol or whatever the vice is. It's like, what are you covering up? And so
Yeah.
like the very fact of like not medicating or numbing, like the things that come up
Yeah.
are the things that you have to deal with. And then once you deal with them, your life gets better. It's not like, oh, I quit drinking, my life gets better. It's like things are going to come up in your head where like maybe you're shoving down.
And you're probably more able to deal with them with the sober.
But you don't even know what's coming up because you're like, oh, I'm going to have a drink.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then it's like, cool. But then as it comes up, you're like, oh, fuck, what is that? And then, you know, it might be like a fear of directing or whatever the next
Yeah.
week. It's like, then once you're like, oh, wait, what is that? And then you're like, it's plaguing me. And you start talking about it. And then you talk to somebody and it actually has something to do with something else that you fix. That's why your life gets, because the ripple
Yeah,
effect off
right.
that root cause is
Yeah.
what makes it better.
Yeah.
It's like the thing on the desk with the balls that are hanging, like you pull back one ball
Yeah.
and then you let it go, but it's actually something like the fourth ball down that pops off.
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
like
right.
what's kicking off isn't the actual issue; it's something underneath.
Yeah.
I always
That's
wish I
interesting.
like, you know, this alcoholic I am is like, I always wish that I worked the steps of the 12-step program before I quit drinking. So my life could have gotten better and I could have still drank. You know, I was always like, fuck, why didn't I do this like when I was like 18? Because then I could still drink and have a good, but like,
Yeah.
that's not.
Yeah,
you know.
mine's never been the guy who wakes up in the morning and has to continue.
Right.
But it is
Yeah.
something that, you know, I've become accustomed to having a drink. And I've realized recently that it's holding me back, you know, and it's numbing me out to a point where I'm not as present as I need to be, or I'm not as creative as I could be. And you know, I'll be a better. I'm hoping because of this and dealing with the stuff that will come up, and it is coming up now, because the last few nights I'm like, this is normally when I go, but what I've done is I've just gone and done yoga instead, or I've gone and worked out instead. So I'm trying to do things to replace that 3-hour gap where I would normally be craving a
Yeah, they say like in the first couple weeks when you quit drinking, and you have that urge, have a piece of chocolate, because the sugar is the same
Okay.
sugar that your body's
Yeah.
craving.
Huh.
That's
Just
why
chew on some chocolate. You've heard that too?
Yeah, I've heard that.
At AA meetings, they have a lot of cookies and cake around for that reason.
Huh.
Yeah, it's okay.
You know, so to your point, if I do, or I can't remember whose point now.
Are you drunk?
Yeah, maybe I'm drunk. You know, I haven't been like I'm done. You know, because I know that if the more I
Right.
resist it, the more it'll persist. So it's like I'm just gonna try this till January, and hopefully by that time I'll be past it, and I'll have enough distance between me and it that I won't need it. And I'm hoping that I get to a place, you know, the idea of never having one again is a little bit freaky to me, but just taking a break from it for a while and doing the work to support it, I think will help.
Yeah, it's something that helped me. It said, if you imagined, you know, all of the laundry that, you know, for the rest of your life, it'd be,
Yeah.
you know, man, there's a lot of laundry, but you just do one load at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you drink during the buddy games?
Oh yeah.
So you probably think ahead, like, fuck, well, I'm not going to be able to drink at that buddy game.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, it's like,
You know, the lake. I spend a lot of time at my lake cabin, and there's always a bush light.
yeah, for sure.
It
You
sounds
know?
like
But-
it sounds like the scariest situation to me, because I consider myself so lucky that it got as bad as it did that I just had to address it.
Yeah.
You know what? Like the way that I was could not
Yeah.
continue. It just needed to be addressed.
Yeah.
It was urgent, and as a result, because I addressed it, here I've I've been able to free up so much time and get super focused
Yeah.
and make less mistakes. And,
Yeah.
you
But
know,
do you think you would have addressed it if Knoxville and them didn't come and?
I
They
mean,
would've been
dude,
dead.
I was out of gas at the end of the run.
Weren't you trying to, like,
Yeah.
trying to, like, throw yourself off a building
I
for
mean,
a
yes,
stunt?
like it was all bad. What scares me is the idea of it, of kind of having alcoholism, just a little bit, just enough to interfere with, you know, like your life, interfere with your relationships, slow you down, like kind of walking in quicksand a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not so bad that it needs to be addressed, so it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
I feel like I know people who have just had years kind of slip through their fingers,
Yeah.
and then the years turn into decades, and then next thing you know, you're old, and you're thinking, man, like, I didn't operate at my highest potential.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it took me a while to quit drinking because I was like, oh, there's a wedding in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or there's a friend going away. So but there's always something.
Yeah.
But then again, I think it's worth noting that you're evidently doing pretty well. You know, I think that...
But it's relative because he's probably like, what's my potential if I'm doing this well?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I am able to accomplish things, but I'm not operating as efficiently as I should be or could be.
You feel like
I
you're
know.
eating soup with a fork?
Kind of. I'm still getting full. I'm still getting stuff done, but not as clear-headed as I need to be. You know, I'm a little bit slow in the morning, or I'm, not as present as I should be as a father, which really bums me out. I'm a good dad, but I feel like I could be a really good dad if I were.
Yeah. How old's your kid now?
9.
Ooh, okay.
You know.
That's I mean that's important.
Yeah.
In our beverage program, the literature is pretty clear that if you think you have a problem, like, but this is how it works.
Yeah.
But if you're not sure, then go give it another try.
Yeah.
But if you find yourself going around the loop where you don't want to drink and I went and did it, and like and then you're going, then maybe think about like actually following the path laid out in the book of the beverage program.
Yeah.
Yes,
You probably didn't see this interview going this direction, did you?
Whatever, it's all good.
It
We
seems
love
to
it,
happen
man.
quite a bit with us, I think.
Yeah,
People-
we love it. Like I'm pretty careful about just like if it comes up organically, I'm happy to talk about it, but I don't like wave the flag. I don't lead with it. It's never my primary purpose.
Well, I think between us, we have 30 years here, right?
Yeah.
We have 15,
Yeah.
10, 5.
5, yeah.
30, 5, 10, 15.
You're 15 years clean now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn. And it's crazy, huh?
That is nuts.
Next thing you know, you're the same age as old people.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
It was the best thing I could have ever done.
Oh, dude, he used to live in a porta potty.
Yeah, I
And
lived
shove
in a,
things up in his butt on the
He
way to
still shows
prison.
stuff up there.
yeah, I lived in a handicap-sized porta potty for 2 years while I was shooting dope.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, and look at me now. still putting stuff up my butt.
Where was this?
Connecticut.
Really?
Yeah. And I was comfortable too.
Was it
Like,
cold?
I was chilling. Yeah, I was freezing in the winter.
That
It was
porta potty
Connecticut.
was-
That's not Malibu.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, see how it goes, man.
Yeah.
See how it goes, and it's really pretty simple. Like, if you decide to dive into the whole thing we do, we love welcoming people, and it's like a herd. You want to be in the herd.
Yeah.
Because
Right in the middle of the herd.
the predators hate the herd.
Yeah.
They want to wipe out the injured, sick ones that wander off on their own.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we stick together and we stay pretty good.
Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, man. So everybody's got to see
Buddy Games, Spring Awakening.
Buddy Games Spring Awakening. It's
Yeah.
a celebration of spring break lifestyle. It's a celebration of maybe growing old but not growing up.
Yeah. And they find themselves in the situation where it's kind of the old guard meets the new guard. You know, they weren't intending on going to spring break, but they kind of end up there in their suits that they were in at the funeral, and decide that, you know what? And they get pulled into this. The games were stolen from this guy that banned them from this club way back in the day when they were there, and it becomes this thing, which then leads them into this even darker place, which is extremely funny. And we touch on some socially provocative stuff, which but in a really fun way.
Good, man.
Yeah.
And that this will be out this Sunday.
Friday, yes. Friday. It actually comes out Friday, the 19th of May.
Okay, well then there we go. This will be Sunday, the 21st of May.
Yes.
So
Okay.
So people can see it now.
Yes, they can. They
And
actually
then-
can get out there and see it. And then it goes on all digital platforms, I believe, June 2nd.
Got it.
So,
But how it goes on digital platforms is very influenced by how it does in the theaters.
is that true?
Yep. It
Yeah.
and it is important
Yes.
to support the movie in theaters for the long-term success of it
Yeah.
in all respects.
Yeah, I agree. And it's a really fun movie to watch in the theater. We just did it the other night, and people were curled over laughing.
It's
So
a fun movie. The cast, heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Nick Swartz and Kevin Dillon.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So to support Josh Duhamel. Man, I'm gonna chew Macaroni's ass off. He's Duhamel.
You can call it whatever you want.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. It's an honor. Thank you for doing
Hey,
this.
my
this
pleasure,
was
you
fun.
guys. This is a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah, super
Cool.
rad.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right.
Sweet.
And now we're on the other side. If there's anything that you're not comfortable with, let us. I'm pretty sure Ashton Kutcher wouldn't mind.
No,
if his
he's gonna
name's
find.
Chris.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
I've said that. I've said it before.
How about that? That guy was a big time movie star. Couldn't have been nicer. Couldn't have been cooler. Couldn't have been more open and vulnerable. I mean, man, I really think that was a special one. And he did say that he has Instagram, right? So what are you waiting for? Get on over there and let him know how much he impressed you, how much he entertained you, how much he warmed your heart. Yeah, dude, get on it, Streep Team. I'd love for him to know how much you all enjoyed that. And I want you to know how much I love you for sticking around to the end. Man, thank you. It's a win for me that you're hearing me say this. I really do love you. Thanks. Bye-bye.